is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are MC.
Today, Major League Baseball celebrates the life and contributions that Jackie Robinson made in baseball and in our society. All players will wear the number 42 to honor the man whose legacy helped forever change the game. It is Jackie Robinson Day. Royals baseball from the beautiful Bay Area in California. Tonight, the Royals begin a 3-game series with the Oakland A's. Royals baseball is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. It was 69 years ago today when Jackie Robinson broke baseball's color barrier. Both teams will celebrate that tonight wearing his number 42, and some even wearing an old UCLA cap. That's where Jackie Robinson went to college. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Hud, I can't help but think about Buck O'Neil on a day like today. I never got to know Jackie Robinson. I got to know Buck. Buck got to see Jackie Robinson get to the big leagues. Buck became the first African-American major league coach. He saw the Royals wear Monarchs uniforms, but he didn't live to see both teams and all of Major League Baseball wear the number of his good buddy Jackie Robinson.
Well, he'd have a big smile today. There's no question about it. Not only was Jackie Robinson blessed with extreme athleticism and as a big league baseball player, but it was his mentality, the way he handled adversity that made him the legend he is today. And believe me, he is a rock star.
And I imagine somewhere Jackie Robinson is saying, thank you, now let's play ball. And the Royals have been doing it very well lately, and especially on the mound with their new ace, if we want to call him that, Edinson Volquez.
And why not? He was the opening day starter, but he's pitching like one too, Ryan. His pitches are unbelievable. All of them go down south, and when that happens to a hitter, man, he's going to hit the ball on the ground if he hits it at all. His changeup has been impeccable, and really what Volquez is doing, he's taken the lead, and the rest will follow.
It's only a week and a half, but remember all of those concerns about the Royals and how they would pitch this year? Well, they're second in the American League in ERA.
That's right. Same record at this point last year, 7-2, and the reason they're getting it done is that starting pitching. It's been outstanding. And I think the Royals figured out a little something in Houston offensively, so when you get them going on all cylinders, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Tonight, the Royals will face a left-hander, Rich Hill of the Oakland Athletics. So game one between the Royals and the A's, but of course, on a much bigger stage and a much bigger purpose tonight, it is Jackie Robinson Day.
Jackie Robinson Day is always a special day. It's paying homage.
I mean, I feel like everybody should just really understand that day. He changed the world, just not in just baseball, but the world in general. And for me to just put my jersey on, put that 42 on my back, I thank him and his family, his legacy, and everything he's done for this world and also for me.
Royals baseball is brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By T-Mobile, get major league coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. And by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Find a servicing Steel dealer at steeldealers.com or search STIHL. Honored before the game tonight, Ricky Henderson, Dave Stewart, along with Blue Moon Odom and Vita Blue, as the A's and all of Major League Baseball celebrate Jackie Robinson Day. So the Royals and the A's will all be wearing number 42. And Alcides Escobar is getting ready to face Oakland left-hander Rich Hill. The Royals took 3 out of 4 from the Astros to begin this 7-game road trip. And Alcides Escobar thrilled us all last night with one of the best plays of his career, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I was surprised it wasn't the #1 play. It was number 2. However, in Royals fans' minds, it might be the best play we've seen all year so far, without a doubt.
This is 36-year-old Rich Hill, who spent part of last year in the independent leagues. He has been in and out of the major leagues going back to 2004. Put his career back together last year. Got back to the big leagues with the Red Sox and now pitching with the A's. And he throws ball 1 to Alcides Escobar.
He's a big left-hander, 6'5", 220. He'll go 90 to 92 with his fastball, but he is a guy that's going to use his slider curveball combination in different speeds and different arm angles to finesse the hitters. Talking with Dale Swain, Royals hitting coach, before the game, he said, you know, he's not going to overpower you, but he's very deceptive because the slider and curve hard to tell between the two, but he uses them wisely. There it is there, big one. Now, he will change his arm angle, too, at times. He'll drop his arm angle down, especially when he faces the few lefties that are in the lineup for the Royals, Gordon and Haas.
Escobar did not swing, so he takes a game-opening walk.
That's rare for Esky. That's Escobar's first walk of the year.
Batting in the second position, second baseman, number 42.
And now look at the A's on defense. Chris Davis in left, Coco Crisp in center, Josh Reddick in right, Danny Valencia at third, Marcus Semien at short, Jed Lowry at second, Yonder Alonso at first, and Stephen Vogt is behind the plate. Mike Moustakas got the night off. The Royals are facing a lefty. Moustakas has not had a game off. Omar Infante is swinging the bat well, so Ned Yost moves him up to second in the order.
Yeah, I think that's a great call on Ned's part. You know, even though Moose could handle any lefty, Ned has to continue to pick spots and rest his guys. And why not off of this guy here, who I mentioned the arm angles. He really drops down sidearm with that big breaker. It'll be tough on lefties. And Infante hitting in the second hole. Good promotion for him. He's a dead red fastball hitter. Anything that's straight out over the middle of the plate, he's going to put it in play. And he's gotten off to a very nice start, hitting .310 this year. That's a good spot for him.
And really going well at the moment. He's hit in 6 consecutive games. He had 5 hits, including a couple of doubles in the Astros series. Up and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Royals have played very well against the Oakland A's. They were 5-1 against Oakland last year, and that includes a sweep here in Oakland in late June. And if you count the wild card game from 2014, the Royals have won 11 of their last 14 against the A's. That's a big curveball, and it's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's having a hard time commanding it so far. The Oakland A's have had some difficult times here so far early in the season. It's 1-6 at home. Escobar has 1 steal. Hill is quick home. He gets the ball home pretty quickly. He's got a deceptive move over there. He'll throw over every left-hander that faces the base runner is going to have a good move. Some are better than others. Matter of fact, the A's color commentator over there had one of the best pickoff moves there are, Mark Mulder.
Grounded to short. Simeon got a glove on it, and that's all. So a walk and an infield single, and the Royals are in business. 2 batters into the game.
Batting in the 3rd position, center fielder.
That ball had eyes on it. There's the big curve. Now, right-handed hitters are going to be able to read that thing. It's a slow breaker, so when it starts way up high and it's off the plate, it's going to come back in for a strike. Now, the one you want to lay off of is the one that starts out about belt high, and it's going to end up in the dirt. So that's what they'll look for. So a good touch there with an infield hit.
7-game hitting streak for Omar Infante. And now 2 on for Lorenzo Cain. And it looked like he was sitting on a breaking ball there. He was going for it all. Lorenzo basically won the game on offense. Game 2 of the series in Houston. He had a 3-run home run in the 1st inning. The Astros got 2 in the bottom of the 1st, and that was it. The Royals won 3-2.
Most left-handers, Ryan, have a changeup. I mean, like 99% of lefties all have a changeup that are established in the big leagues facing righties, because that's the one weapon that they can use to get a swing and miss on. But Hill, he has one, but he doesn't show it very much at all.
Boy, that curveball covers a lot of ground, doesn't it?
Sure does. Now, the right approach really is to try to stay inside of that pitch and hit it the other way, but it's awfully tempting for a right-handed bat to pull it. First time through, you want to see what he's got. Make him throw a few pitches.
Drops down, and that's up the right field line. Escobar scores. Infante goes to 3rd. And the Royals, 3 batters into the game, have not recorded an out, and they lead 1-0.
Perfect approach. Just got through talking about it. What you'd like to do, stay inside that big curve and just dump it to right field, and that's exactly what Locaine did. Really nice. That Rich Hill's going to be in trouble tonight if they take that approach, all the right-handed bats from the Royals.
Well, a number that stands out for me for Rich Hill, he has struck out 13 in his first 8 2/3 innings. So he's the kind of guy that can get a strikeout when he needs it, but he's facing the Royals, who don't typically strike out much.
Shorten up their swings and they put it in play. And now the A's were just one of 3 teams that had not allowed a run in the 1st inning. The others were Toronto and Cleveland, but now that's gone.
And while we're talking about the 1st inning, this is the Royals' 5th game on this road trip, and they've scored in the 1st inning 3 times.
Good sign for their offense. Figured something out that last game. I mean, last night's game against Houston, they could have had 7 or 8 more hits. They lined out the ball all over the yard, right at people. This will be a big test for Hosmer. As I mentioned, just Hosmer and Gordon are the only left-handed hitters that Hill will face. And he's going to drop down his arm angle on him.
Hosmer is coming off 8 hits in the 4-game series in Houston. And he grounds it out to the second baseman Lowry. Out at second. Double play. Run scores. So not the best case scenario. But Hosmer avoids the strikeout. He puts the ball in play, and the Royals lead 2-0.
Batting in the 5th position, the designated hitter, number 42, Andres Morales.
Hosmer not happy that he didn't do more with that pitch, but he got a run home, no RBI. And now Kendrys Morales with 2 down and nobody on. Upstairs with a fastball. Morales homered, doubled twice, and he drove in 3 in Houston. A little bit high with the curveball. 3-0.
Morales, this is just his 7th plate appearance from the right side this season. He's got 27 from the left side.
Taking a good rip on 3-0. Three and two.
The Royals are facing another pitcher that with that big curve has the high fastball in the same plane that it starts out on. So that's what Hill will use as a deceptive pitch. That's why he's able to get Morales to swing in.
And Kendry lays off a breaking ball. So guys you don't expect to walk, like Escobar to begin the inning. That was his first walk of the year, and now Morales reaches with just his 2nd walk.
Batting in the 6th position, the left fielder, number 42, Alex Gordon.
Alex reached base 8 times in the Astros series with 5 hits, which included 2 doubles, and he walked 3 times. Royals have seen Rich Hill before, just not a whole lot of him. He has pitched 11 games against the Royals, but 9 of those 11 have been out of the bullpen. So nobody has more than 3 at-bats against him. And as we pointed out, this is a pitcher who has really come and gone. He has been in the big leagues for parts of 12 seasons. He's been a professional for 15 seasons. And a guy who's made some changes along the way. So if they faced him 5 years ago, he's probably different today than he was 5 years ago.
No question about it. And the difference would be his arm angles and how he usually a lefty like him, you would label him half left arm will travel. He's a guy that's been around a long time, but when you start making adjustments as a veteran, it's usually with the arm angle.
Drafted in 2002 by the Cubs out of the University of Michigan. So 2005 to 2007 with the Cubs. He has also pitched with the Orioles, the Red Sox twice, the Indians, the Angels, and the Yankees. And as we pointed out, spent part of last year in an independent league. There's a curveball to strike out Alex Gordon, and it ends the inning. Alcides Escobar walked. Omar Infante reached with an infield single. Lorenzo Cain drove in 1 run. Another run scored on a double play, and the Royals lead 2-0. It will be very busy here tomorrow. The Royals and A's will play, and Golden State, the defending champs, will be hosting Houston in the first round of the NBA playoffs, all going on at the same time tomorrow afternoon. Here come the Oakland A's. They have really struggled scoring. They were just swept in a 3-game series earlier this week by the Angels. They scored 6 runs in that 3-game series, and if you go back through their last 4 games, they've only scored 8 runs. So that's good news for the Royals, and in particular Edinson Volquez, who last pitched against the A's last June and gave up just 1 run in 7 innings. And this year, in his 2 starts, he's given up 2 runs in 11 2/3. So if this game was played on paper, it's an outstanding matchup for the Royals.
Better believe that. And also, he's towing that slab with a 2-0 lead. That's trouble for the Oakland A's, especially if he's anything like he was in the previous 2 starts. Going to stay in.
Christian Colon, he was approaching that camera bay, and the ball popped out of his glove.
Yeah, that's a long run. One of the things that playing here in O.Co Coliseum is the spacious foul ground you have. So that's a long run, and he had to kind of make sure he wasn't in the camera well or in the dugout area, and hit him in the heel of the glove.
Looked like maybe at the last moment he was taking his eyes off the ball to make sure he didn't wreck his knee.
Right. That's not as easy as that looked.
1-2 on Crisp. Did they call that an error?
Oh man.
Wow.
That's.
Who's the official scorer? Mike Schmidt?
I'm not so sure, but the degree of difficulty for that was way up there. That is not an error. Can't expect him to make that play. Oh well.
Wow. That's a play with ordinary effort?
No, not in my book. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Volquez has that great fastball averaging at 93. He'll touch 95.
Off the end of the bat to Infante. 1 down.
And that's really what makes Volquez the happiest. Now, he's not thrilled about all the strikeouts he's been getting. He would much rather do that, to get the guys to hit him on the ground. He's a ground ball guy, plus it conserves his pitches. Got a changeup, great changeup, and a curveball to go with his fastball. 3-pitch guy. That fastball's turned into 2. It's a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer. But majority of his pitches are all heading south and moving down.
We just got word that Mike Cummings of the Royals media relations department just pinned the official score to the ground until he took the air away, and they have. That away, Mike.
Yeah, and the way to go to Esky.
2 ground balls. Chris Coughlin is down. And a look at the Royals defensively. Presented by Ford. Gordon, Kane, Orlando in the outfield. So Paulo Orlando has started in 4 straight games. Christian Colon is at third. Alcides Escobar and Omar Infante up the middle. Eric Hosmer is at first. And Salvador Perez is behind the plate for Edinson Volquez, who's making his 3rd start of the year.
And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see if Ned Yost rests Salvi in either one of those day games coming up, Saturday or Sunday.
Josh Reddick with 2 down. He has homered twice.
Supposedly, listening to Ned in his pregame conference, was talking about resting Salvi tomorrow. Won't go over well with Salvi, but you got to listen to the boss.
Day game after a night game, which is a good time to rest a catcher, and then 2 days after Saturday, the Royals have a day off, so he'll get 2 days off over the span of 3 days. Reddick goes the other way on a 2-0 pitch. That is fair. Alex plays it cautiously in the corner, and Josh Reddick is at second base with 2 down.
What a nice swing by Reddick. Here's a guy who's done his homework. all of Volquez's fastballs, his changeup, everything moves down and away from the lefty. So he found a pitch up and he just went with it. Second double on the year for him.
And now the A's cleanup man, Danny Valencia, the one-time Royal. Valencia finished last season with the A's after being let go by the Blue Jays and finished strong with Oakland. He had a very good spring training. And he chops it out to Colon. Chris throws on the run. It's low, and Hosmer digs it out. So Volquez faces only 4 in the bottom of the first. The Royals lead 2-0. Snow cone, anybody?
Is starting tomorrow. He knows plenty about Jackie Robinson. Joel Goldberg back in Oakland. Chris at Princeton wrote his senior thesis on Jackie Robinson and the integration of baseball and the effect on racial stereotypes.
I researched and studied his life, the man he was, the character he had, what he represented, and who he was as a person, and that to me gives me great appreciation for Jackie Robinson Day and the impact that it has and the relevance it has in Major League Baseball.
Had a really good time talking with Chris about that. No surprise, he put a lot of effort, basically a year's worth of research and project there. And guys, I was surprised to find out. I figured he probably would have gotten an A on it. He got a B, which seems impossible for Chris, but he said in his defense he was fine with the B. He wrote a good chunk of that paper while traveling the back roads on buses in A-ball. He had already left Princeton but was still completing the thesis.
I wouldn't think Chris Young would get a B in anything.
Yeah. Wow, well, it happens. Huh.
Second strikeout for Rich Hill as he gets Salvador Perez to begin the second inning. The Royals scored 2 in the top of the first.
Batting in the 8th position, third baseman, number 42, Christian Colon.
So it's Christian Colon batting 8th and playing at third base tonight as Mike Moustakas gets the night off. Second start for Colon during the last homestand. He was able to give Omar Infante the day off at second base.
Being a utility player, you're ready every day when you come to the ballpark to be a starter. And Ned, he's the kind of manager that will give you a heads up maybe the night before and say, hey, you're in there tomorrow. And that's much appreciated, really. But still, you come guarded every day, and today, he's back in there. Tough for timing, but one of the things that impressed me the most about Colon when he got here in 14 was he was real quiet with his approach. He wasn't jumpy. Most young guys can't wait to swing and hit and show what they can do. He's been calm ever since. I've never seen the guy rattled at the plate. Very, very calm, and he gets the job done.
I got a piece of home plate umpire Mike DeMuro. He was along those lines, had maybe the right guy for Ned Yost to point to in Game 5 of the World Series. He hadn't played in 27 days in a game when he got that big hit against Addison Reed to drive in the first of 5 runs in the deciding game of the World Series.
And that now has become the hit.
A lot of depth with that curveball. So that's 3 straight strikeouts for Rich Hill going back to the last out of the first inning. And there are 2 down. There's the famous steal of home in the World Series. Jackie Robinson was ruled safe. Yogi Berra lost his mind arguing with the home plate umpire. Kubota's power stats as we look at Jackie Robinson's career and what stands out: runs scored, averaging almost 100 runs scored per season in his 10-year major league career. By the way, the specific title of Chris Young's senior thesis was the impact of Jackie Robinson and the integration of baseball on racial stereotypes in America. A quantitative content analysis of stories about race in the New York Times. That's the complete title.
Whoa. That is way over my head.
Yeah, that sounds like something that may have been written at Princeton. Paulo Orlando is on with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's serious. And you know, talking with Chris Young tells me, I asked him what he would like to do when he's done playing. He said he'd like to be in the front office somewhere for somebody, an executive type, helping out, using his knowledge, the numbers and all those kind of things, and helping in that capacity.
Very good with people. Very thoughtful. I mean, there's really not just a throwaway conversation with Chris Young. Very thoughtful in his answers, whether he's on the air or off the air. Breaking ball for a strike to Alcides Escobar. He walked and scored in the first inning. And maybe the most important thing that for Chris Young, if he wants to do that when the time comes, is what's happened to him the past few years, where he's pitched really well and hasn't had teams respond the way he deserved or the way he had hoped, and just to kind of press on and work hard. And then he ends up on a world championship team. He gets a ring, and then he gets a 2-year contract after that. I mean, that's what a great story he could share with a younger player somewhere down the road.
That's right, and an extreme compliment to him. He's a world champion. He's endured. He's performed.
1-2 on Escobar.
Nice base hit by Paulo Orlando. He's playing because he's producing on both sides, offensively and in right field.
Paulo read that move right away. Rusty Kuntz will walk over, and Rusty is always analyzing a pitcher, looking for some kind of a key. And so he saw something and passed it on to Paulo. That's into center field. Paulo rounds second, and he will head to third. So with 2 outs, the Royals get back-to-back singles. And Escobar has been on base twice in the first 2 innings.
Now, Rusty Kuntz is amazing coach. The Royals are blessed to have him. And he talked about, our hitters, we have more doink hits, more booty knocks than any other team. As we were talking about the LED lighting in Houston and how Springer, their right fielder, had a tough time with some of those balls that came in. And he said, well, our team is a team that hits doinkers, that hits the little soft liners. A lot of other teams don't hit them like that. So those are the balls that have outfielders have the most trouble picking them up in the lights. So Rusty is extremely brilliant when it comes to coaching the details.
Escobar takes off, no throw, and Escobar goes in standing.
Base running, outfield play, infield play, and you know, Rusty, the job that he really wants one of these days is to teach the coaches how to coach the players. It's a position that he really is looking forward to someday.
And he's done that with Mitch Meyer the past 2 years, the former Royals outfielder who is becoming a Rusty Kuhn's clone. In fact, he even looks like Rusty when he's on the field coaching at first base, but a first base coach, outfield coach, and base running coach.
Right, and they're grooming him, and what they're doing with Mitch Meyer is putting him in Double-A with Bubba Starling, with all the young prospects, you know, with Mondesi, so he can coach them the Royals way and keep these guys in tune with what the big league club is doing. It's very important how they're mentoring him and breaking him in.
2 runners in scoring position for Infante, and back to Hill. So Hill gets out of it in the second. The Royals gave him a scare with 2 outs as they strand runners at second and third. 2-0 KC to the bottom of the second. In San Francisco, a Mazda game break. Of course, Jackie Robinson spent some time in Kansas City playing for the Monarchs, and because of that, Buck O'Neil shared some great stories of those days. There's the famous shot of Jackie Robinson signing his first contract with Branch Rickey, who was the president and general manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers. 1945 was the year that Jackie Robinson was in Kansas City. Today is Jackie Robinson Day. It was 69 years ago today that Jackie Robinson broke into the big leagues and changed the baseball landscape forever.
Love the movie 42, especially when I got to sit down with my boys and watch it. My 13 and 14-year-old boys, and it was interesting, and they saw, their eyes were open, and it's a great educational film. But you know, Branch Rickey, he handpicked Jackie Robinson because he was strong mentally. He knew it was going to be tough, and they attitude that Jackie had, even though there was plenty of times when he could have had an outburst. You know, he was able to calm that, keep it inside, and really made him the legend he is. So this winter, I was at a Royals function in Kansas City, and Sharon Robinson was in the elevator, and I got starstruck. I was like, oh my gosh. And so I asked her, I took that photo, a little selfie right outside of the elevator. Ma'am, would you mind if I had, it's his daughter. Would you mind if I got a picture with you? That ball's hit well.
Stephen Vogt hits it up into that section of fans that Joel joins usually when we're in Oakland, and the A's are on the scoreboard as Stephen Vogt leads off the bottom of the second inning, and it's now 2-1 KC.
Well, Stephen Vogt, if that was a changeup, has done something that no other hitter has done with Volquez on that changeup. He hit a homer. And that ball was, or was it a curveball? Okay, it was not a changeup. It was a curve. It hung out over the middle of the plate. I was going to say, he threw over 500 changeups last year and didn't allow a home run. So he's still got that intact, but that was a hanger.
And now Jed Lowry outside. That was Vogt's first home run and just his second RBI. And now upstairs again, 2 balls and no strikes on Lowry.
So if I may go back to that shot with Sharon Robinson. Anyway, her smile just lit up the elevator. And I introduced myself to her, and I quickly seized the moment and got a picture with her. And I'm proud of that picture.
That's out of play, 2-1. Jed Lowry looks like he has one of those concussion-proof helmets. You don't see many big leaguers who wear the double ear flap helmet. That's standard for the minor leagues. Jammed, and that's going to hang up there for Lorenzo Cain, 1 down. You can get closer to the action at Kauffman Stadium with our Royals Memories program. Choose amongst a variety of unique opportunities, such as a photo on the field, watching batting practice, or delivering the game ball. All experiences are available for purchase each game exclusively through the MLB.com ballpark app. This is Chris Davis in his first year with the A's. Davis with the Brewers last year hit 27 home runs. How about those socks? That's how they used to wear them when Jackie Robinson played, except those are like soccer style socks. There's no stirrup on them.
Nah, they're colorful. I like them.
Pulled up the left field line, foul. Volquez is ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Davis, along with hitting 27 home runs last season, struck out 122 times. And this year, he has struck out 14 times in 30 at-bats. So almost exactly 1 strikeout every 2 at-bats. That's usually not good.
You are correct.
Two balls, 2 strikes. That was the first home run that Volquez has allowed this year. The leadoff shot to Stephen Vogt here in the second inning. Volquez has only given up 1 home run in 13 innings. There's the 27 home runs, 66 driven in for Chris Davis. And now full count, 3-2. Yonder Alonso is on deck. Left-hand hitting first baseman.
Volquez, with his 3-pitch mix, you never know what's coming. He'll throw any one of them.
And the fastball is outside. So Davis comes back from 1-2 and is on with a 1-out walk.
Batting in the eighth position, first baseman, number 42, Yonder Alonso.
And now Yonder Alonso. He is just 3 for 29 and without a walk. So a 103 average and a 103 on base percentage. And like Davis, Alonso is in his first season with the A's.
Yeah, it's a pretty new ball club. There's no question about it. Only 3 of the 25 players on the A's opening day roster played for the Oakland prior to 2013. That's Coco Crisp, Doolittle, and Reddick. So this is a new team. They have some new coaches in there. Hitting coach Darren Bush is new. Marcus Jensen is the assistant hitting coach. They got their work cut out for them. And a lot of guys start slowly.
And that got away from Salvador Perez. Sounded like it hit his glove before it hit the dirt.
It would be a rare pass ball if that's what it is. We'll have to see it again if it bounced. But you're right. I thought I heard it hit his glove. Salvi's only human.
Nope, they're going to call it a wild pitch.
Yeah, good for him.
Two 2-0 on Alonso. Pretty good swing. 2 balls, 1 strike.
He's got big power. Strong guy. Good pull power. Dead center. He'll do some left center if he can get a pitch up and away.
A teammate of Edinson Volquez for a couple of years in San Diego, Yonder Alonso, a former first-round pick of the Cincinnati Reds. He's had trouble staying off the disabled list the last 2 years. Slice to left. Alex in pursuit, and it drops foul. A reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Chris Davis, the potential tying run at second base with 1 out. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Yonder Alonso. Still alive. So far, it's been a good strikeout season for Royals pitchers. Last year, the Royals were 11th in the American League in strikeouts. So you got really to the back end of the bullpen. Most of the pitching staff were contact pitchers, but not this year. Another chance for Christian Colon as he approaches the A's bullpen. So they're 2 down, but it's been a little different for the Royals to begin 2016. Now they have faced Minnesota and Houston, 2 teams who are striking out a lot, but still the Royals with 97 strikeouts. The league average is 76, and there they are on top of the American League.
Yeah, this is a different staff than seasons past. They got 3 good horses, 4 if you put Medlin in there. Young wouldn't be considered a horse, but he's a guy who can get wins. This is I agree with Dave Island there. They're a little bit deeper in their starting rotation with some good depth behind that.
Or as Earl Weaver once said, you always want to have deep depth.
Makes sense. Has little baseballisms there.
Marcus Semien with Davis at second base, 2 down. Lays off the changeup, 2 balls and no strikes. Semien has hit in 4 straight. He is coming off a very rough year, especially defensively. He made 35 errors last year at shortstop. Three balls and no strikes. Top of the order, and Coco Crisp waiting on deck.
Well, Ron Washington been in the game a long time. Was an excellent infielder in his day. They brought him over halfway through last season, and now he's the full-time infield instructor. He's done a lot of work with Semien. Today he was hitting him ground balls with a pancake type glove. It looked like a catcher's glove, but it didn't have a hinge in it. It was one of those gloves where you have to use 2 hands when you catch the ball. And Ron, he told me the name of it, but I couldn't get it because he's hitting fungos and I'm 10 feet back of him. But
I like pancake glove.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
Makes me hungry.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Concentrated using 2 hands.
Volquez has walked 2 in the inning.
It's like he's having a hard time repeating his deliveries and has got some issues going with his mechanics.
You know, we went over this last year as we were getting to know Volquez as a pitcher. You know, there are some guys where you could see it would be very easy for them to repeat their mechanics because they're simple, but Volquez has a lot of movement going. There's a lot that has to come together for him to time it just right. Big long arm swing, and throwing that, he really drives that glove hand toward the hitter.
Well, the issues that Dave Island had with him last year that they worked on was the separation when he brings up his knee and his leg kick over the rubber, and he was separating when his body was moving forward, and so therefore he couldn't get his arm in the same slot every time.
Good changeup for a strike to Coco Crisp.
This year he's been on cruise control because he hadn't had any issues. That was a good delivery there.
And he got Crisp to ground out to second base in the first inning. And another ground ball out to Infante. So the A's get 1 on Stephen Vogt's home run. They strand 2. So at the end of 2, the Royals lead is 2-1. Lorenzo Cain, Eric Hosmer, Kendrys Morales coming up. The Royals 3, 4, and 5 hitters. California's Bay Area was 65 degrees at first pitch, and now the sun has set behind San Francisco. That's where the Royals stay when they come to play the Oakland A's. Rich Hill throws it up against the screen to Lorenzo Cain. Lorenzo singled to right in the first inning, driving in the first of the 2 Royals runs. The other run scored when Hosmer grounded into a double play. That is a big curveball. You mentioned Mark Mulder, who is doing television for the A's, and what a good move he had to first base. And I remember how fast he worked, and he had a big old curveball. He and Barry Zito were on that same pitching staff. That's Mark Mulder on the left, Glenn Kuiper on the right, doing A's TV, and he was really something, Mark Mulder.
Yeah, had a nice career, and he had his was a little bit more 12-6, but it was still had a big break on it. Hill's is more of a sidewinding curve, comes in the back door. It's tough for a hitter to pick it up, especially if a right-hander. But Lorenzo, he got the job done his last time up by taking him to right field.
Leadoff walk. Second time in 3 innings that Hill has had a leadoff walk. University of Kansas hospital injury report. And as we talk more about Jackie Robinson's career, 1,382 major league games, the 9th most between 1947 and 1956. And the reason we use that as the KU injury report is how many guys did he injure in those 1,300 games, sliding in hard into second base?
Well, I don't know if they keep a statistic on that, but he was an intense player. One of the reasons I loved his playing career and the way he played was how hard he played. And he was not looking to take any prisoners. He was going hard into the bases always. And, you know, for the most part, all those guys played like that. But Jackie had speed.
And that's how he could get back at players on the field, was the way that he played. One ball and 2 strikes.
Ooh.
That's
a Hal McRae move.
Yeah. That's where Hal McRae learned it.
Wow.
That was sort of legal.
Oh, man. Well, Jackie, what did he letter in? 6 sports in college?
4.
4.
Yeah. At UCLA. Baseball, basketball, football, and track.
Oh,
now,
beautiful.
These are highlights. I don't remember if it was 2 years or 3 years. Hosmer making contact with 2 strikes. So the play is to first. It's a productive out. He gets Cain up to second base. And there's 1 down. But as you pointed out, Branch Rickey was looking for the right guy. And, his famous line to Jackie Robinson, I'm not looking for someone who's strong enough to fight back. I'm looking for someone who's strong enough not to fight back. And after Robinson was established for a few years, they finally said, they basically opened up the cage and said, okay, now you go play the way you want to play. You're not, we're taking off the restraints. You go play like you'd be playing in the Negro Leagues, or if you were a white player in the major leagues, you just go play the way you want to play. And so there were more plays like the replay we just showed you where
guy kind of
he had to hold on to a lot for a long time.
Wow. I remember in the movie when Jackie was playing first base and the runner stepped on his ankle on purpose. Good swing.
Into center field, Kendrys Morales, and the Royals have done it again. The opponent scores, and they come right back in the next half inning and get the run back. And that is a milestone RBI for Kendrys Morales. That is number 500 in his big league career, and it is number 7 this season.
Yeah, just beautiful. Not trying to do too much, staying inside of the ball. The ball was elevated. A lot of hitters want to pull that out of the park, but not Morales. Morales is an RBI machine. He just wants to get the job done. He's not a highlight reel type of hitter. Really nice how he feathered that up the middle. But anyway, to finish my story about how the runner stepped on Jackie's ankle and he went down, and all the teammates are coming over and they're saying, hey, hit the next guy in the head. You know, telling the pitcher. And Jackie's going, no, don't do that. Just roll a double play here. You know, he wasn't into that revenge thing early on, like you said.
Knowing that it just make the situation worse.
Right.
Alex struck out on a curveball in the first inning. One and two. While we're talking about Jackie Robinson, our Toyota League leaders. Only Stan Musial and Pee Wee Reese, Jackie's teammates, scored more runs while he was a big leaguer in 1947 and 1956. And two more down the line. Duke Snider was also a teammate. Jackie Robinson was just 53 years old when he passed away in 1972. Three balls and two strikes. Give Hosmer an assist with the Royals run this inning. Kane walked. Hosmer avoided the strikeout. I'm sure Eric didn't go to the plate and said, you know what, I want to hit a little comebacker back to the mound. But he avoided the strikeout. He put the ball in play. That got Kane into scoring position so that Morales could get him home with a single. Curveball strikes out Alex. And that is 4 for Hill. So it's not just the Royals' ability to get base hits and avoid strikeouts, but sometimes just putting the ball in play and avoiding strikeouts. Two down to Salvador Perez. Back foot breaking ball, ball one. Sal struck out on a fastball in the second inning. Salvi drove in 4 in the Houston series. 2 on that big home run in the 8th inning on Wednesday. That's hit very hard into left field. 2 on with 2 out. Morales stops at second base.
Fastball on the upper outer half of part of the plate. He was looking to pull the whole way. He did. Look at that. Good swing. Kept his head still. Good stiff front side.
Rusty says a couple of things at least 100 times a day. Player, everyone's player, and believe it. And I think I just caught a believe it when Salvi got to first base. One ball and 1 strike on Colon. He was a strikeout victim in the second inning. Down on a curveball. Looking to drive in his first run of the year. Two and one. Am I right, Hud?
Oh, absolutely. Believe it. There it was. Yeah, you're a good lip reader.
Oh man, he's the best. And the fans love him. He gets as loud an ovation as the players do on opening day.
He should. I asked him today, what time do you get to the ballpark? 12 o'clock. Extremely prepared. He was talking to me today before the game. He's always out there early. And we were talking, and he was talking about teaching and how do you teach guys to steal bases? How do you teach to field, hit? I mean, just he breaks everything down and made me feel like I didn't know anything about baseball. He just knows every detail about it. What do you look at from the pitcher when you're getting your lead at first base?
Have you taken his quiz yet?
Ooh,
Rusty has a baseball quiz that covers many different parts of the game, and he gives it to the players just to see how much of a feel that they have for the entire game. Popped up. Simeon waits for it and brings it down. So the Royals get a run back in the top of the third inning. Morales picks up his 500th career RBI, driving in Lorenzo Cain. 3-1 Royals. Get a new series, 3-game series here in Oakland, and a 3-1 lead to the bottom of the third inning. Let's take a look at how the Royals did it.
Yep, big old curveball. Infante says I can hit that in the hole, and he beats out an infield hit. Now here comes Lorenzo Cain. Beautiful. A couple guys on. He's able to take that high breaking ball and shoot it to the opposite field. Third inning, Morales. Beautiful, clean single up the middle. Plates Lorenzo Cain. That's where we're standing.
Strike to Chris Coghlan. He grounded out to short in the first inning. Coghlan, Reddick, and Valencia. 2, 3, and 4 hitters in Bob Melvin's lineup. Coghlan was traded early in spring training. He was with the Cubs. We saw him last year. Traded to the A's for Aaron Brooks, former Royals pitcher who had been traded to the A's last year in the Ben Zobrist deal. Aaron Brooks is now on the disabled list with the Cubs. Left center field. Cain wants it. He's got it. One down.
I remember Coghlan. He knocked in the only run of the game and beat the Royals 1-0.
Oh yeah, that cold Sunday afternoon. Was that Ventura?
Cold. It was Ventura.
Pitched that game.
Yeah, and he was on. He was the only Cub that was on everything Ventura threw. And we were up here, up in the booth, saying, "Well, why would you even give him anything good to hit?" And sure enough, there was a runner in scoring position, and he hit it for his third hit of the game.
Up in the booth with the windows closed, if I recall.
It was an amazing Chicago summer day. It turned to winter.
Reddick doubled up the left field line in the first inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good curveball from Volquez.
Talked with Josh Reddick today before the game. They were out there doing some early hitting, and he's fully healthy now. He told me that he had some issues with his right shoulder. In 2014, he was running to first base on an infield hit, and his knee locked up on him, and he fell down, and he landed on his shoulder, and it messed up a nerve there, and it bothered him all season last year. And now he's 100% healthy. And he's a three-place hitter in the big leagues. He's a guy who can really swing the bat. Goes to all fields. Got power. He can run. He's a very good defender.
And he's on with a walk. Volquez wonders where that pitch was. Volquez has walked 3. Don't forget about Family Fun Day Sundays at Kauffman Stadium, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Before the game, enjoy face painters and kids entertainment in the outfield experience, and pregame player autographs at Signature Sundays on top of the Royals dugout, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. After the final out, kids 14 and under can run the bases like a big leaguer in the Skippy Fun Run. Never got my Skippy t-shirt, by the way, last year. It's all right.
Yeah, you can get one.
You don't think it was it Mick Jagger who reminded everybody you can't always get what you want?
You're on it.
Well, it was true last year, and so, but then again, I'm a little bit older than 14.
You are.
Yep.
They may not have had your size. I bet we could make that happen.
Danny Valencia at the plate. 1 on, 1 out. Snap throw to first. Good throw and close.
Hosmer acknowledged Salvi by pointing his glove at him, saying good try. You got to really be careful. You get off of that bag too far, he'll nail you.
Oh, and 2 on Valencia. The A's have not been thrown out this year, attempting to steal, but they have only stolen 6 bases in 10 games, so they're not a running team. They pick their spots here and there, and they've picked their spots in good spots. Last year they started the season 13 out of 13. But this is a team for a long time that has not been known for base stealing or sacrifice bunts. Moneyball was written about the A's. They're more into on base percentage and power, and so it's been a long time since they've had a running team. Up the middle, right to Escobar, to Infante. Hosmer stretches, and he got his foot back on the bag in time. So Volquez issues a 1-out walk, but ends up facing only 3 in the bottom of the 3rd.
That's what Steady Eddie does the best. Induce those ground ball double plays. Haas, nice adjustment.
scheme in the last 4 years.
Well, this is a routine double play, but Hosmer came off the bag, had to readjust, and then now looking back at it, I'm thinking, wow. If I'm Bob Melvin, the skipper, I'm going to maybe ask him, didn't look like it was much of an effort there, and that's why you run the ball out. That's why you run hard in case something happens, and he pulls his foot like that, and you're able to make it in there safely, but it didn't look very good.
And if he runs hard and he's safe, which he should have been, the guy coming up is Stephen Vogt, who's hit a home run tonight. But what do I know?
Well,
breaking ball is high to Paulo Orlando, who's always running hard. He singled to center in the second inning and then went to third on a base hit by Escobar, but was stranded there. Royals scored 2 in the first inning. Oakland got a run in the second, and in typical Royals fashion, the Royals answered right after the A's scored. Got a run in the top of the third on Kendrys Morales' 500th career RBI. Two and two. Down on strikes. That's 5 strikeouts for Rich Hill. 1 down in the 4th inning. And it's time for our AT&T trivia question.
Number 42, Alcides Escobar.
Make that our sprint trivia question. Who was the other player inducted alongside Jackie Robinson into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1962?
Oh, I can look that one up. That's easy. I couldn't tell you. Do you know that one off the top of your brilliant mind?
It was Kanakoa Teixeira. Oh, 0-2 on Alcides Escobar. Esky's been on base twice. He opened the game with a walk. He picked the right time to get his first walk of the year. He scored on a base hit from Lorenzo Cain, and then Escobar singled and stole a base in the second inning. Right to Simeon, and he hit that one right on the nose.
I bet some of the Royals players are tired of hitting them at 'em balls, because that's exactly what they're doing. That's right at them. Good swing, under control, trying to stay in the large part of the field. Hill, he's messing with some of them with that breaking ball, and other guys look like they're handling them pretty easily.
Omar Infante reached with an infield single in the second inning. He scored when Eric Hosmer grounded into a double play. He's 1 for 2. And down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Right about where Vogt wanted it. Tried to get him with a fastball up. Infante's single in the first inning gives him a 7-game hitting streak. He has hit safely in 8 of the 9 games he's played in. A healthy Omar Infante, and that's into right center field. It is down. And it's going to roll a while. That may have gone off Reddick's head. Infante is into second base. That's his third double on the road trip. Did that ricochet off of his head?
Well, he's an aggressive outfielder. It might have bounced off of the ground first, but he looked like he was going to make the catch. And he closed on it nicely. Hit off his right wrist, his right hand. Just missed it. Good effort. Infante staying hot. Well, I don't know if it got his fingers on his right hand or just hit the ground.
Well, it sure bounced like it hit something hard as far away as it went from him. So a two-hit game for Infante, and he's out there for Lorenzo Cain. Big sweeping curveball for a strike. Lorenzo drove in Escobar in the first inning. So he's driven in 5, and then Lorenzo walked leading off the third, and Morales got him home. Tried to go the other way. 0-2.
Again, fastball, curveball, slider. No changeups from Hill. And it's hard to tell between his slider and his curve. The curve has the bigger, larger break to it. I know Dale Swain was telling me that that's going to be the test for the righties if they can figure out those breaking balls.
Pulled foul, still 0-2.
He's the kind of lefty you can go up there looking for the curve. You don't have to go up there looking for his fastball. You go up there and look for that curve. He's going to give you 2 or 3 in that bat.
And look at his pitch count. It's a bit atypical for the Royals, but they worked a lot of deep counts, and this will be the 92nd pitch for Hill, and there are 2 outs in the 4th inning.
They're working it. 3 walks.
And 2 of those walks have turned into runs. Coming in sidearm, and Cain hits it deep but foul. So that didn't surprise Lorenzo at all. Gave him a little different angle.
Yep. Talked about how he'll do that mainly to left-handed batters, but he did it to Lorenzo there, and that's not advisable. That gives the right-handed hitter a lot longer to see it from the release point. When you're all the way out there from a lefty coming into the righty, it's much easier to hit that ball coming into you than it is going away from you.
Just over the inside. Lorenzo didn't think so. So Hill gets around the 2-out double off the bat of Infante. Fox Tracks brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Close enough.
So it wasn't as much about baseball, and even Jackie Robinson, the man, as much as it was about the way the media impacts public opinion, and all the information that really the general public gets is through the media. And if the media is biased, it can have a very strong impact on the way people shape and form their opinions, whether it's factual or not. So it was a fascinating study, and I think that it's probably even more relevant this day and age.
More of our interview with Chris Young. That's our Mazda game break, and the very smart, very thoughtful Chris Young on his thesis about Jackie Robinson and the media coverage. And he studied New York Times articles for months leading up to Jackie Robinson's debut and months after to see the impact. And he hypothesized, guys, that with segregation in the 1940s, there was limited contact between whites and blacks, and much of what whites knew about African Americans came from what they read in the newspapers. And then once Jackie Robinson broke in, so much of what they learned and so much positive came from the newspapers and the successes of Jackie Robinson. So a very fascinating study by Chris Young. And I don't know about you, Ryan, at Minnesota, but something tells me he couldn't just mail in a report, nor would he ever. And back to what I said before, completing that research in that paper on a bus while I assume his single A teammates. Hud, you were riding those buses in single A. How many guys were writing an Ivy League thesis?
0. That didn't take long. You sure you don't want to think about that for a while?
That was a rhetorical question, but Chris, as we know, it really shouldn't be a surprise. And he also pointed out that he was relying on his wife, or then girlfriend, now wife, nowadays to help him, get it into the binder and put it all together. I mean, he was trying to complete this project while getting his professional career going.
Well, I wonder what team he played on an A ball, because some A ball travel can be pretty treacherous, but some's pretty close too. So if you had a longer trip, it might be easier for him. But
well, let's go to the book.
Let's see where he was in his A ball. Most guys didn't spend a lot of time in the minors.
Well, he could have been at Hickory. He could have been at Brevard County, Harrisburg.
Okay, that's the East. No, I was going to say the first one, Hickory. That's the Southern League, Carolina League.
Volquez to the bag. That's bobbled, and Vogt will be on.
And again, thankfully, he's leading off this inning and not batting with men on base last half inning.
Yep, Vogt's an extremely good hitter. He's going to pull that ball there, and Infante, he picked it off the grass, but he lost the handle in between the transfer from glove to hand. That should be a hit. You give him a hit? All righty, give him a hit.
Hey guys, one final thought on Chris Young. I've had a lot of fans sending in messages saying we'd love to get our hands on this thesis and try to read it. We had actually asked Chris for a copy of it too, but he mentioned to us that it is the actual property of Princeton, so he couldn't get us a copy of that.
Oh.
Jed Lowry, and he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. He flied out to center field in the second inning.
Some good stuff by Joel, man. That's very interesting.
Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard for tonight on Jackie Robinson Day. He was the MVP in 1949 in front of, look at those names, Stan Musial, Enos Slaughter, Ralph Kiner, and Pee Wee Reese. In 1947, the year he broke in, he was the Rookie of the Year. And of course, the award is named after Jackie Robinson. Off of Volquez, the Royals hope to get one out, and they do! And who else? Alcides Escobar. Turn what is normally a lost play into an out.
It's a tremendous arm that he's got, and he can throw from any angle. This is a play they don't work on in spring training. This is a reactive play. Look at, he's got to stop His motion was going towards second base. He has to stop and go the other direction. And that is really difficult to do. Hard to stop your momentum, but here, quick feet. Look at how he uses short, choppy steps right here. Look at this. That's how he's able to change direction so quickly. Excellent footwork by Escobar. It was the footwork that got it done. He's got a blessed arm, there's no doubt about that. His feet could win him the Dancing with the Stars contest. I've been telling you that for the last couple of years. And they just have the contest at the wrong time of year for Esky.
So Vogt's at second base with one out. Chris Davis walked his first time up. And into center field. Vogt is going to be waved home. Kane's got a shot at him. The throw in on a hop. Vogt is safe. Davis stays at first. And it's 3-2.
Now batting first baseman, number 42, Yonder Alonso.
Ball's out over the middle of the plate. Should have been hit, but it found a hole. Kane with a nice throw. That's just a little bit behind. Now, Vogt was already hit third base and was rounding third when Kane picked up the ball. That tells me he had a lot on the throw. It was accurate, but just not in time. And there's the bobble ball by Infante that ended up scoring that run. Wasn't given an error on it, but as a play that Infante would tell you should have been made. Look at the colored nails that Vogt has on his right hand. Those are his signal calling fingers. Check them out. Pretty lively.
Good pitch at the knees to Alonso. He fouled out to third in the second inning.
Beautiful changeup.
Center field. Kane is right there, and there are two down. This has not been a night for Volquez similar to his first two starts. He does not have a strikeout yet, and the A's have 7 runners in 3 2/3 innings. But for the most part, when he's been able, or he's needed to make a big pitch, he's done it. And he, over the last 2 years, has been one of the best in the American League pitching with runners in scoring position. He really bears down in those situations. Only Hector Santiago of the Angels has pitched better than Edinson Volquez with runners in scoring position.
I'm thinking back on last season. How many times did we see Volquez with maybe not his best stuff find a way to win? That's another good sign. I mean, sure, the first 2 starts this year, he cruised. He had excellent stuff. And he even said himself, man, I'd rather those strikeouts become ground balls so I wouldn't have to throw as many pitches. But we witnessed him last year grind his way through, find a way, think his way through it, and make his pitch when he had to, just like you said. Mark of an excellent big league pitcher and world champion.
What do they say about pitchers? At 1/3 of your starts, you're going to have your A game. 1/3 of your starts, you're not going to have hardly anything. And then the other third, you're just going to kind of be okay.
Yeah.
And most guys will win for the first third when they have their A game. But then what do you do with those other 2/3?
Yeah, I believe Hall of Famer Tom Seaver is the one who talked about that. And speaking of Tom Seaver had the Royals pitchers a couple of years ago out to his winery in his farm out in Napa Valley. I think it was a couple of years ago. Dave Island took them all out there. I had a chance to talk to the Hall of Famer.
Was that a day here?
Was that in 13?
I think you're right. I think that was 2 years ago, maybe 3. Alex waits for it in left field, and that's the inning. So the A's hit a run in the bottom of the 4th, and at the end of 4, the Royals lead 3-2. Kendrys Morales with his 500th career RBI in the 3rd inning. Stephen Vogt has driven in a run, scored a couple of runs. Here's the Royals offense. They scored right away in the 1st inning. They got 2.
Stephen Vogt got a curveball, and he put it in the 1st row. And back in the 3rd inning, Morales with this nice single up the middle, knocked in his 500 stake. And then Chris Davis brought Vogt in. Vogt's been doing all the work, running the bases. Scored both of their runs. We got a nice ball game here at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum.
Breaking ball strike to Eric Hosmer, 1-1. Hosmer has grounded out twice. He has made productive outs in both of his at-bats.
This is an excellent test for Haas. Curveball, curveball, curveball. Can he keep that front shoulder in from pulling off, or is he going to try to go with it like Lorenzo Cain did his first at-bat and knocked in 2 runs to the opposite field? Let's see if he can do it.
Full count.
If that ball was out over the plate a little longer, Haas had that time. He was loading up. He wanted that one.
Now to Alonso. He'll take it to the bag himself. 1 down. Don't forget to vote for the Royals Player of the Month at one of the 7 Rally House locations in the Kansas City metro area. All participants will be entered to win a majestic prize pack. Morales walked in the 1st inning and then drove in Cain in the 3rd. Up and away, ball 1. Humphries has driven in 4 on this trip. Rich Hill is at 101 pitches in 4 1/3 innings. 2-1. So they begin to go to work now in the A's bullpen. Number 42 is warming up out there.
Yeah.
That's a base hit into left field. So Morales has been on 3 times. 2 hits and a walk. That's 8 hits for the Royals in 4 1/3 innings.
Now batting, number 42, Alex Gordon.
There's 2 players from Cuba, Alonso and Morales. Alonso defected 21 years ago, 1995. Two 2-0 on Alex. Hill has gotten him twice, both times with that curveball. Rich Hill has struck out 5. He has walked 3, so a lot of non-contact plate appearances, which has his pitch count over 100. Alex drives it into right field. Morales will stop at second base, and now the Royals have 9 hits. Alex is 1 for 3.
There you go. I was just getting ready to say, Alex worked himself into a good hitting count and a couple of breaking balls, and then he waited for the high fastball and stayed on top of it. He's lucky he didn't get up underneath that one.
Fernando Rodriguez is a Chevy call to the bullpen. He'll get Salvador Perez with 2 on and 1 out. Royals baseball is brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket you play gives back to schools across Missouri, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. By Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by your Midwest Ford dealers, visit your MidwestFordDealers.com. That is the new Oakland Bay Bridge. The original Bay Bridge, we found out today, was built in 1935. Fernando Rodriguez inherits Kendrys Morales. At second base, Alex Gordon at first with 1 out.
And so the Royals might be saying to themselves, all right, we have a conventional type righty. The guy throws hard. 90 to 95, he cuts the fastball, curve, and a change.
Outside to Salvi, 2 balls and 1 strike. The Oakland bullpen last year was the worst in the American League. They had the highest ERA, they had the fewest save, and they were the worst at stranding inherited runners. Well, they're off to a good start so far this year. They have not allowed 1 single inherited runner to score. 3 balls and 1 strike, and Rodriguez inherits 2 with 1 out.
It's one of the reasons why they went after free agent Ryan Madson,
who got his World Series ring today. Salvi takes a walk. And for Salvi, that is just his 2nd walk. So guys who typically don't walk often. Now Cetus Escobar's walk tonight, that was his 1st. Kendrys Morales' walk, that was his 2nd. And now Salvi with his 1st to load him up for Christian Colon, or his 2nd rather, to load him up for Christian Colon. Chris has struck out and popped a short, 0 for 2.
He's due. Watch Colon look to stay in the middle of the field.
Chop to Valencia, out at 2nd base, and a double play. That's what Rodriguez needed. So the A's are still perfect. Stranding inherited runners, 5-4-3 double play. And the Royals are scoreless in the 5th. Jackie Robinson Day. Every major league team is wearing number 42. His number, of course, is retired throughout Major League Baseball. It was 69 years ago today that he broke baseball's color barrier. Called up from the Dodgers minor league team in Montreal, the Montreal Royals, to join the Brooklyn Dodgers. Named the Rookie of the Year that year. Of course, he had Kansas City roots, playing for the Monarchs. Coco Crisp takes a breaking ball for a strike from Edinson Volquez. Twice Crisp is grounded out to Infante at 2nd base. Oh, 0-2. Coco's not so sure about that call.
There's that good 2-seamer. Starts it in at the lefty off the plate and then comes back over and catches the corner. Coco Crisp is the longest tenured Athletic. He's had the most time. He signed with this team in 2010.
Our Honda most trusted player Jackie Robinson and others, the only major leaguers to be Rookie of the Year, Most Valuable Player, and to win a batting title. Ichiro Suzuki is the most recent. Actually, Buster Posey was on that list. Ichiro Suzuki was at the bottom. But look at that list. Rod Carew, Fred Lynn, Willie Mays, Buster Posey, Albert Pujols, Frank Robinson, Pete Rose, Ichiro Suzuki. Ball and 2 strikes.
Had the privilege to meet every one of those guys, except for, of course, Jackie Robinson. That's the thing, the grand game. And one of the many things that I'll take from it is that the people you get to meet in the game is really special. You get to stay around. It's incredible to see the names. Today, seeing Ricky Henderson out there in Vita Blue, you know. Those were some great players in their time.
Two balls, 2 strikes. We had a replay the other night. Monty was striking out Fred Lynn, who was on that list.
Right. Got to be teammate with Fred Lynn briefly with the Baltimore Orioles. I called Pete Rose when I joined the Phillies to ask him if he minded if I wore his number 14. First thing he asked me was, "What did you hit last year?" I said, "I hit 317. How many bases did you steal?" I said, "I think I stole about 13 or 14. Well, there's not many hits left in it. Go ahead. You play hard. I like that." And he was right. There wasn't many hits. There's Volquez coming back. Top of the zone with that good fastball.
That's his first strikeout.
Yeah.
Showed you earlier, the Royals are leading the league in strikeouts. They have 98 as a staff. Do you know the Royals have never led the league in strikeouts? Going all the way back to 1969. Now Chris Coghlan. Good breaking ball in there. Coghlan is grounded out to short and flied out to center field. Volquez is at 77 pitches. 1-1. Changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, Coghlan, he's real quiet at the plate. He has very little movement. You see a lot of hitters that have some kind of movement going before the pitch comes, but he just stands straight still. A little bit of a bat wiggle.
Jammed. Easy play for Escobar. 2 down. Coghlan is 0 for his last 18.
Fans, do not miss out on some throwback fun. That's Zuba Palooza Day at the K on Friday, April 22nd. This themed ticket will feature one-of-a-kind World Series champion-themed Royals Zuba pants and a game ticket for that night. Packages start at just $26. Purchase today while supplies last at royals.com/theme tickets.
Those still your pajama bottoms?
Love them. I need some new ones, though. I'm wearing them out.
Reddick was reaching, and that will land in the seats. 1-1.
And I'll just go to the grocery store when Jennifer gives me a list, and I'll have them on. She'll go, "Hey, why don't you change your pajamas bottoms?" And I'll go, "Hey, they're good for all occasions." What's wrong with that?
That should be part of the promo. Right. Zuba's good for all occasions.
Yeah.
You can sleep in them, and you can wear them to the grocery store.
That's right. I don't think I had him on that day that one lady mistaked me for Ned. I'll never forget that. She was excited to see me. She thought I was Ned Yost. I'll never forget that. And I played along with her.
Did you tell her you'll leave her tickets to any game she wants to go to?
No, I didn't go that far.
2-2 on Josh Reddick. Ned grew up in this area and came to a lot of games here at the Coliseum. Was also a Giants fan. Hit well to left field, but Alex is there. And Volquez has gone 5 innings, allowing just 2 runs. Beautiful night in the Bay Area. The Royals are leading 3-2 on the east side. We have played 5. In Oakland, 6th inning, and the Royals will have Paulo Orlando, Alcides Escobar, and Omar Infante coming up against Fernando Rodriguez. It's our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Becky Joyce from Leawood, and if the Royals hit a home run in this inning, Becky wins $500. Paulo shows bunt. Valencia is playing in at third. If the Royals hit a grand slam, Becky wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals. Paulo is singled and struck out. Those at bats were against Rich Hill. Fernando Rodriguez came on with 2 on and 1 out in the 5th inning. He immediately walked Salvador Perez to load the bases, but got Christian Colon to ground into a double play, and the Oakland A's bullpen has not allowed one single inherited runner to score. Paulo down on strikes. Let's answer our sprint trivia question for tonight.
Number 42.
Jackie
Alcides
Robinson went into the Hall of
Escobar.
Fame in 1962. Who was the other player inducted that year? Who is it, Hud?
Since I was only 2 years old.
Well, you just
well
say it.
I actually asked.
You cheated?
I did. I asked the truck who it was. I just wanted to know, but it was a guy that threw really hard, and he was I mean, he threw 105 miles an hour way before his time. I mean, it's Bob Feller. But he got to the big leagues when he was, what, 16, 17 years old? Incredible.
World War II veteran.
Yeah, and fun to ask, to tell stories. All you had to do was just ask him one question and get him going, and he would just, it was wonderful to hear him talk about different things the way it was. There's Escobar again, dumping one in.
Been on base 3 times tonight. That's his second hit. He's also been on with a walk. And the Royals have had a base runner in every inning.
Number 42, Omar Infante.
Mainly hard fastballs, cutters from Fernando Rodriguez. He's able to get on top of a high fastball there, just dumped it in.
Two more hits for Omar Infante. He's hit in 7 straight games. Escobar has stolen a base tonight after he singled in the second inning. He stole second base. He has 2 on the year. Royals haven't run a lot yet. They have 4 as a team, and they're playing in their 10th game. Down and away, 1-0.
Ben has options. He could put a hit and run on here. See if Infante could find a hole. It's one of the reasons why he's in that number 2 hole. When the leadoff batter gets on, give him a couple to steal if it doesn't happen, and try to find a hole. Reddick has a good strong arm in right. Coco Crisp doesn't throw that well in center.
That'll be back into the crowd, which is 19,451. And there's a Curry jersey. They'll be at it on the other side of the parking lot tomorrow. The Golden State Warriors against Houston in the NBA playoffs, playing at the same time in the same complex as the Royals and the A's tomorrow.
Get a lot of people here.
One and two. Swing, fastball up, he was right on it. Infante, as you know, had a rough year last year. He wasn't healthy, spent some time on the disabled list. It was the worst statistical season of his career, but don't tell the A's that. He hit .350 against the A's, and in his last 10 games against the A's, he's hit over .370, and he has 2 more hits tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Rodriguez staying with that high fastball, wanting Infante to pop it up. He knows he doesn't have a lot of power, so he's looking for the pop-up. Doesn't want to hit one on the ground in a hole somewhere, so he's staying with the 4-seam fastball up.
Slider or a cutter. Rodriguez has struck out his second.
And after 3 straight high fastballs, that was a good pitch.
Lorenzo Cain.
Lorenzo Cain's had a good night. He drove in a run in the first, and then he scored a run in the third. Stop by Vogt. Lorenzo had his first multi-hit game last night in Houston. He had 44 of those last year, finishing third for the American League MVP. And like Omar Infante, he did well against the A's last year. He had 368. Many Royals did well against the A's last year. The Royals won 5 of 6 against Oakland. In a series that was very tense in Kansas City. Remember, Brett Laurie was playing for the A's last year. He's with the White Sox now, when he slid into Alcides Escobar at second base, and would look like it's going to be a pretty serious injury for Esky. And I think that knee bothered him for most of last year. There were times where he said he was healthy, but he just didn't look quite like himself at shortstop. And when he was running the bases, Yordano Ventura drilled Josh Reddick, or drilled Brett Laurie right after a Josh Reddick home run. And then the next day, Kelvin Herrera, and Laurie got into it. Herrera was suspended. There was a game where there were several ejections, and then no incidents when the Royals came to Oakland later in the year.
Yep. This was about the time early in the season where the Royals were being challenged by other teams as they were trying to protect their American League Championship flag, and that was really a dangerous slide. And you're right, Escobar, I don't think he was the same for a while after that. Pretty sure the reason Escobar is not running now here is that Rodriguez is quick home and he's got a quick move over to first base. And you got your 3 and 4 hitters coming up. Don't want to run into an out.
Full count. Now he will be running. And I think the final verdict from Royals fans on that Brett Laurie slide, Laurie plays hard, out of control at times. Some might say that it wasn't a dirty slide, it was a reckless slide.
Yep.
From the Royals perspective, there was no reason to take out Escobar because there was no chance for a double play. So, and he got himself out. If he had slid right into second base, he would have been safe. There goes Escobar, and Cain fouls it away. The A's, in their biased opinion, and we had our biased opinion, said, well, it was just a good hard play. He's just playing hard and sliding hard, but the play was in front of him the whole time. That ball, I think, was deflected by the pitcher, right?
Moose caught it and he backhand flipped it to Escobar
after it had gone off the pitcher's glove,
right? And so they were just going
no
for
double
one out.
play.
Right, and so Laurie could see Moose make the play and could tell, and really had a perfect lane to slide just into the base, but he went after Escobar.
Cain walks for the second time, and the Royals have 2 on with 2 out. Second walk given up by Francisco Rodriguez. And here comes Bob Melvin. He's going to bring in number 42. And this 42 is Mark Zepchinski in an A's Chevy call to the bullpen. The Royals lead 3-2 with 2 on, 2 out in the 6th. to the plate with Escobar at second base, Kane at first with 2 down. Haas coming in tonight with a 5-game hitting streak, which began with this triple against Glenn Perkins last Sunday. That began the 2-run rally to tie the game. The Royals won it in 10, and then Hosmer had 8 hits in the 4-game Houston series. Facing all lefties tonight. He had 3 at-bats against the starter Rich Hill, grounded out 3 times, and now faces Mark Zepchinski.
Yeah, the way Hosmer has been staying in the middle and to the opposite field is one of the reasons why he's caught fire. See what he could do here. Get Eddie Volquez a little more breathing room here. Zepchinski will go fastball 88, 91 mile an hour, slider, curve. He'll throw some changeups to the right-handed batters.
May have been ball 3. Hosmer, in being 0 for 3 tonight, has made some productive outs. Doesn't feel like productive when you ground into a double play, but he avoided a strikeout in the first inning, and by hitting into a double play, a run scored, and then he avoided a strikeout and grounded out in the third, which got Kane into scoring position, and then he scored on a base hit by Morales. So Hosmer potentially could be at first base right now with a 4-pitch walk, but he's helped out Zepchinski with the last 2, and now it's 2-2.
Yeah, and Zepchinski hasn't thrown any breaking balls to him. He's staying with his fastball down.
Full count. With 1 out, Escobar singled. With 2 outs, Kane walked. Morales has driven in a run. He waits on deck.
See if he didn't stay with that fastball. Hasn't thrown one breaking ball to Hosmer in this entire at bat. Kind of a shocker. Usually lefty comes in to face a lefty, he's throwing that breaking ball, slider or a curve, but he's staying fastball with him. And I'm sure that Vogt just went out there and they talked about what they want to throw him right here. Runners will be moving.
Royals just under 500 with runners in scoring position. And Hosmer, I'm not sure he swung at a strike in that entire at bat. Wow. So that pitch was really, those pitches, I should say, were really sinking on Hosmer. And Zepchinski gets him with 2 on. With the A's coming up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tomorrow it's baseball on Fox. Braves and the Marlins at 6 p.m. on FS1, or you can watch it on Fox Sports Go. Braves got their first win today. So did the Minnesota Twins. They both started at 0-9. Minnesota won at home. A 1-run game over the Angels, 5-4. And for the Braves, it was a 6-3 win in Miami. No balls and 2 strikes. Edinson Volquez to Danny Valencia, who has grounded out twice. One of those was a double play. Volquez is at 87 pitches. One and 2 on Valencia, followed by Stephen Vogt and then Jed Lowry. Afternoon games tomorrow and Sunday. Chris Young against Sonny Gray tomorrow, and then Chris Medlin and Chris Bassett on Sunday. Down goes Valencia. 2 strikeouts for Volquez in 5 1/3 innings. So on the air tomorrow at 2:30 Central Time for Chris Young and Sonny Gray. Same time on Sunday, and the Royals will have Monday off. And they begin the next homestand on Tuesday. One down to Stephen Vogt. Vogt has scored both runs. He homered in the 2nd inning. And then in the 4th inning, reached with a leadoff single and scored on a base hit from Chris Davis.
The home run was that same pitch you just threw him there, except it was elevated. Had a little bit more.
It's our Ram drive of the game.
Yeah, it just stayed up in the zone there. The curveball, he didn't put it where he wanted to, and Vogt let him know.
Two balls and 1 strike. On the ground to Hosmer. Long underhand toss. Volquez is there. And there are 2 down. That's 7 in a row, retired by Volquez. He's at 93 pitches. Panera takes us around the league. It was the Mets over the Indians. They hit 3 home runs in the 5th inning. Chicago beat Tampa Bay. The White Sox are off to a good start. They are 8-2. Minnesota winning their first game of the year. Houston beat Detroit. The Royals missed Dallas Keuchel, and he pitched 8 scoreless innings against the Tigers.
Detroit got Keucheled. Still not a lot of offense from Houston. Royals pitching put them in a little slumber.
Boy, they sure did. They scored 8 runs in game 1, and a lot of that was emotion. You know, they're fired up, their home opener, but the Royals held them to 2 runs each Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And now they've scored 1 run tonight. There have not been many 1-0 games at Minute Maid Park in its history. I can guarantee you that. Check swing. Where's the pitch? 2-0 on Lowry. Volquez wants to know. Home plate umpire is Mike DeMiro. Two and 1 on Lowry.
Edinson Volquez is really pitching what he would call a game like he likes to pitch. He likes to use his defense. He's only struck out a couple guys. He's keeping his team right there. Orioles have had opportunities to cushion that lead, but haven't come through. And Volquez is doing his part.
Now the Royals have already left 10 runners on base in the first 6 innings. So they've had base runners all over the place. The A's, meanwhile, have stranded 4 in their 5 innings. A few pitches that were close. And there's the 4th walk allowed by Volquez. And the Royals go to the phone as Volquez is coming up on 100 pitches.
Now batting left fielder, number 42, Chris Davis.
Now Dave Island's going to jog out and talk to Volquez. The 30-second rule applies here, but you got to walk about 2 acres to get from the first base dugout to the pitcher's mound.
Yeah,
so that's why Dave went jogging out there.
He knows he's on the clock and he's exiting with 10 seconds left.
Lou Kochaver, who is quickly developed into the Royals fireman, coming on the middle of innings, and to do that you have to be able to warm up quickly, and that's exactly what he's doing. Chris Davis drove in the A's 2nd run in the 4th inning. Over the outside for a strike. Davis walked in the 2nd, along with that 4th inning RBI single. Checking in with 3rd base coach Ron Washington. Ball, 1 strike.
Second inning was his toughest inning. He was taxed, 28 pitches. Only gave up the 1 run. That was the home run to vote.
Snap throw to first. They had Lowry, and Salvador Perez can't make a perfect throw every time, but he had the right judgment on that play.
Yeah, he puts that ball on Hosmer's glove side right there in front of the base. They would have gotten him. Quick release, man.
Two and two. Chatting with Mike Aldretti, the A's first base coach. Do first basemen try and listen in on those conversations?
Certainly. They hear it, but it's tough to relay what he's hearing to the pitcher when there's no time. So, yeah.
Broken bat, back to Volquez, and that'll do it. And that'll probably do it for Volquez tonight. He goes 6 innings and gives up 2 runs. Nice job.
in a row here last night, or last season rather. They have won 5 of their last 6 at the Coliseum.
And Volquez is done for the night, it would appear, as Kelvin Herrera now warms up in the Royals bullpen. So a quality start, 6 innings, only 4 hits. He worked around 4 walks. None of those walks turned into runs, and just 2 runs allowed. And now the Royals take a 1-run lead into the 7th inning.
Yeah, those guys are appreciative of his work, as always. I'm sure a few of them have said, hey, look, man, sorry I didn't give you a little bit more of a cushion there and got a base hit there for you, but try it.
2-0 on Kendrys Morales. Kia puts us in the driver's seat. Good night for Morales. A walk in the 1st inning, an RBI single in the 3rd, getting his 500th career RBI. Another single in the 5th. Mark Zepchinski on the mound. That is off of Alonso's glove, and for the 4th time tonight, Kendrys Morales is on base.
Stay hot with an infield hit. Going the opposite way. Morales hitting it where it's pitched. That ball was 3 inches on the outer half of the plate. It was off the plate. Excellent try. And Morales saw it right in front of him and legged him out an infield knock.
Eleven hits for the Royals. And A's pitchers have walked 5 Royals. So that's 16 base runners in 6+ innings.
Yeah. A little bit surprised that they haven't been able to get some more bigger hits
yet.
Yeah, that's right. We got time.
Alex has one of the 11 hits. Alex only has 1 career at bat against Zepchinski, who came on and struck out Eric Hosmer in the 6th inning. 2-1. Well, now Alex Gordon is chasing those pitches down. So Zepchinski, who got Eric Hosmer to swing at 3 pitches that were down and out of the strike zone.
Yeah, it's a firm 91-mile-an-hour sinker. He's sinking that ball.
Grounded to Alonso. Backhands down to 2nd 1. Alonso back to the bag. 3-6-3. And now the A's have turned 3 double plays tonight.
Alonso does a great job here of picking it on the backhand side, throwing it and getting back to the bag. Simeon had a clean throw right through it.
Number 42, Salvador Perez.
Bob Melvin has a right-hander ready in the bullpen, warmed up, standing on the mound, ready to go, but he's going to stay with Zepchinski to pitch to Salvador Perez, and that would be number 42, ready to go in the A's bullpen. I'm going to say that is Ryan Dole. Doesn't look like Liam Hendricks. It's certainly not Ryan Madsen, and I don't think it's John Axford.
Oh.
Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. And it is Ryan Dole, which I've heard before. 2-1.
Well, you know, this is the one night of the year, especially when you play a team for the first time, and the Oakland A's are revamped. They got a whole bunch of new players, but everyone's wearing 42. It's tough to tell who's who.
On the ground to Valencia. Bobbles again, and Perez is on with 2 down.
Routine ball happens on the routine plays really more than any other. Second error of the year. Cologne's due. See if he can make it hurt, find a gap.
Outside, ball 1. Maybe Bob Melvin was concerned with going to the right-hander, and then Ned Yost could have sent Mike Moustakas to the plate for Cologne.
Possible.
So Bob Melvin maybe says, do I want Dole pitching to Moustakas, or do I want Zepchinski pitching to Cologne?
Yep, that's it. Look at all of his charts he has there. All the hitting charts, the numbers versus bullpen guys, what they got against his hitters. And what,
there you go. There's a guy with a bat in his hand, so they probably saw that. Sliced up the left field, or right field line rather, foul over where Kelvin Herrera is getting ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. Two and 2. Trying to shoot it to right field. Zepchinski stays on. Cologne strikes out. Royals get a couple more base runners in the 7th inning, and they're still stuck at 3 runs, but they have a 1-run lead going into the back end of the bullpen.
African American, just for anybody that's playing baseball in general. And he played the game harder than probably anybody I know. So, I mean, it's just glad to just get back to him in any kind of way possible. By wearing his number and wearing his shoes and his cleats and stuff like that. So.
Oh, like I said, it's definitely a special day. You know, he definitely got everything started for us, you know, the African Americans. So, like I said, I'm just trying to go out here and do what I can to represent on this day, and hopefully it's a good one.
So comments there from Lorenzo Cain, Terrence Gore. Gore says he's actually looked back and watched video of the base stealing and running abilities of Jackie Robinson. And how about the shoes that Terrence is wearing? Adidas sent him a special edition of Jackie Robinson shoes, and he is wearing those tonight. Actually, Mike Moustakas has a pair too, but imagine this, guys, if maybe Terrence Gore wearing those Jackie Robinson shoes comes in late in the game as a pinch runner, say at first base, and they throw a ball away the way the Twins did the other day in this ballpark. He can round the bases.
Oh man, those shoes are cool. I hope we get to see him wear them out there. That'd be great.
I was asking if it actually would make him any faster. They are really, really lightweight. Of course, it's hard to imagine Terrence being any faster. But how awesome would that be if he gets a chance to go in there and steal a bag or two in those shoes?
Well, 3-2 game, getting into the later innings, we're into the bullpen. The chances are pretty good.
Way to go, Joel. That's a good story there. You saved the best for last tonight. Hopefully we...
Well, you didn't like his other stories?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, I like the shoes, though. The shoes, that's pretty cool. Pretty special.
Base hit left field for Marcus Semien. Semien's on for the second time. Remember to cheer on Alex Gordon on Thursdays in his fan section, Gordo Nation. For only $35, you get a seat in left field, a limited edition Charlie Husselbrand t-shirt, and an Alex Gordon big head. Join your fellow fans for this fun experience supporting Gordo. Tickets at royals.com/theme tickets. So that's this Thursday against the Tigers, and remember, that's a 6:15 start. Weekday games at Kauffman Stadium in April and September are at 6:15, so you can bring the kids out.
Great tickets available, folks. Come on out. Tigers are coming to town.
Coco Crisp against Edinson Volquez was 0 for 3. Herrera's on for the 6th time. He has gone 5 1/3 innings, including his out tonight. No runs, 8 strikeouts.
Semien has not stolen a base this year. Oh man, they're all over Herrera's fastball tonight.
Well, they should be, because in the back of their minds, they're not just concerned with the changeup like they used to be. Now you have to worry about a changeup and a slider.
Yep. Early swing.
There's the breaking ball, and it's lifted to left field. 2 down.
Yeah, that third pitch that he's developed now is really a nice equalizer. That's working fine for him. Goes at 80 to 82 miles an hour. The slider, he's got the changeup at 89, 90, and that fastball is 98. A lot of various change of speeds there.
Chris Coghlan. There it is. Slider for a strike. Coghlan is 0 for 3. And now hitless in his last 18 at-bats. Herrera last pitched Wednesday, so 2 nights ago, and threw just 16 pitches. 0-2.
Coghlan's been getting most of the at-bats as the designated hitter. Billy Butler has been moved to a platoon role. He gets to DH against left-handed pitching. And then when Coghlan's not DHing, then Stephen Vogt will DH, and then newcomer Josh Bagley would catch.
So I'll be trying to play some mind games, asking Herrera to shake off signs. Change up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's Billy getting reacquainted with his former teammates before the game tonight. Just outside. Billy was saying that he had been invited by members of the Royals to go to the World Series, and he really wanted to go, but his wife Katie was due to have their 3rd baby in early November, so he just couldn't get away, and they have their 3rd daughter on November the 18th. But just about everybody that Billy ran into today with the Royals, he brought that up. Man, I wanted to go. I wanted to go. He had been invited to go sit in a suite with members of the Royals organization, but just didn't feel comfortable leaving his wife home close to having their 3rd daughter with 2 little ones already at home.
Yeah, no, I admire that. He told me the same thing, and I was like, Billy, you know, that's the right thing to do. You did the right thing.
Changeup. Coghlan strikes out, and Herrera has a scoreless bottom of the 7th inning.
Herrera just did the right thing. Pulled out that Bugs Bunny changeup. It's a beauty. Nice spot.
Inning. Royals scored 2 runs right away in the 1st. Omar Infante with an infield single after an Alcides Escobar walk. Then Kane drove in Escobar. The Royals got another run with a double play. After the A's scored a run in the bottom of the 2nd, Kendrys Morales drove in a run in the 3rd. And Edinson Volquez went 6 strong innings, giving up 2 runs on 4 hits.
Yep, he did his thing. Kept the ball moving around the zone with all 3 pitches. Didn't pile up the strikeouts that he had in his previous 2 starts, but he was very effective.
Now the Royals will get a look at Ryan Dole. Orlando, Escobar, and Infante coming up. It's 0-2 on Paulo Orlando. Ryan Dole making his 7th appearance.
He's done pretty well so far. He's got a 90-95-mile-an-hour fastball, slider, occasional changeup, and that's kind of a show me pitch for him.
Paulo Orlando strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. He is 1 for 4. Ryan Dole and Chris Young have some things in common, and you go, now how's that possible? Ryan Dole is 5'10", Chris Young is 6'10", and as you just pointed out, he throws a little harder than Chris does. But you know how hitters say that Chris Young has an invisible, you just don't pick it up.
Yeah.
Ryan Dole's pitch is known as a ghost ball. He just hides it very well. This is kind of a throwback term, but sometimes you'll hear somebody say it seems like the ball is coming out of his shirt. It's because of his release point, and he's wearing the white jersey, that they just don't pick it up. Up the right field line and foul. So there you go, a ghost ball.
Yeah, how about that?
Ryan Dole is out of the University of North Carolina, Asheville, and we have no information on his senior thesis. Right to Lowry at second base. Escobar is out. And there are 2 down. MLB.TV Premium is the #1 live streaming sports service. You can watch every out-of-market game live in HD at home, in the office, or on the go. You'll get real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch-by-pitch tracking, and more. MLB.TV Premium also includes a free at-bat premium subscription. And similar to Chris Young, he's basically a fastball slider pitcher. We're going to see Chris Young tomorrow. Be going up against Sonny Gray of the A's. Our coverage begins tomorrow at 2:30. First pitch 3:05. Those are Central times. There you go. See, fast, similar to Chris Young. That fastball was 90, but if you didn't show me that radar gun, I would have said that was 95. The way Infante reacted to it.
You're exactly right. And he's great with his location. He's hitting that spot on the outside corner. He had to come inside.
91.
Well, they totally revamped their bullpen. They've got a lot of newcomers. Matson, John Axford, Liam Hendricks, I believe, pitched in Toronto last year, didn't he?
And the Royals before that. Back to Dole. And that's the inning. Strikeout and 2 groundouts. Joakim Soria heads to the mound for the bottom of the 8th. The Royals still lead 3-2.
It's Joakim Soria for the bottom of the 8th inning with Reddick, Valencia, and Vogt coming up. And as promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Here's his 5-pitch save.
It was a beauty. Look at where he's using all 4 quadrants of the strike zone. Not anyone down the middle, except that one had a little bit much of the plate, but he hit it right at him, and it took this bath. And look at the force of that ice bucket that he threw on him. Man, that hit him pretty hard.
His first save as a Royal in 5 seasons. The night before, Wade Davis had thrown 33 pitches, so Ned Yost decided he was not available at all. So he went to a guy who has over 200 career saves. 5 pitches later, and the Royals win the ball game. Look at the middle of the order here. Reddick, Valencia, Vogt, 3, 4, 5 hitters. Reddick has doubled and walked. He is 1 for 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Nice 4-pitch mix. Soria uses, and when he's good, he's right on the edges, just like that last pitch. Keep it away from this guy's powerful.
Right to Infante. Good pitch. Got it in on him. Soria, we discussed this earlier this year. He has natural cut to his fastball. The ball will move just enough into a left-hand batter, as it did there to Reddick. And he had 1 year where he struggled for a short period of time as a Royal, and that's because he was trying to throw a cutter. So he was intentionally trying to manipulate it like his idol, Mariano Rivera. And it just didn't work for him. And what he already has, he realized, was enough. Inside to Valencia, he is 0 for 3.
Well, I remember watching Soria when I was broadcasting for the Angels a long time ago, and he was in his prime, and then I didn't see him again for a few years. Of course, in 2012, he was out with Tommy John, and then the next time I saw him, he came in and gave up that monstrous walk-off grand slam by
Justin Maxwell.
And that was his first appearance against the Royals since he left, right? I remember that. That's the only time I'd seen him.
The thing I remember about that game too is the Royals had the bases loaded and nobody out. Valencia chops it out to Escobar. Valencia going a little harder this time up the line, and they're 2 down. And Denny and I were doing the game together on radio. You and Fizz were doing the game on TV, and Denny and I were talking about, well, if anybody can get out of this, it was Soria, because he had the ability to just stay calm like the best closers do. And sure enough, he got out number 1, he got out number 2, so bases loaded, 2 down, and it was 3 and 2 on Maxwell, and it was like that backyard mind game that you play. 3 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 2 down. Tie game.
Last home game of the season.
Yep. Whack. Grand slam.
That was awesome.
Outside to Stephen Vogt.
It was 2013.
Vogt is homered tonight. His first of the year. And that's into right center field. Kane over to cut it off, and Vogt holds with a 2-out single, and the tying run is on with 2 down. And now Jed Lowry. 0 for 2 with a walk. The A's have 6 hits tonight. The Royals have 11. The A's began the game hitting .215 as a team.
1-1. And a few times tonight, hitters haven't been happy with Mike DeMuro's strike zone. Salvi loved the call.
Yeah, he makes those pitches on the corners look good. Look how he's angling it up. That ball was right over the middle of the plate. Must have been down. Sometimes Salvi will sit outside and then they'll throw the pitch a little bit back over the plate. And like right here, look at this. Yeah, looks like it's a good spot. Must have been down.
Try and stay away with a fastball. And he missed outside. 3-1. Chris Davis is on deck. Sorry to throw over to first base. Nope. Or is that maybe his sign for a quick pitch? Because Salvi was definitely telling Soria to do something specifically. Watch Salvi. Oh, he wants a quick pitch.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
He'll speed it up a little bit in the hitter's count. Salvi reminding everybody that it's 3-2 with 2 outs. So Vogt is running on this pitch. Ball 4, 2 on, 2 out. Tying run in scoring position.
Second walk for Lowry.
Don't forget, Royals fans, if you can't watch the games on TV, you can now stream games live on your mobile device. Just go to the App Store and download the free Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals wherever you go. Davis has faced Soria 2 times. He has Vogt at second base, Lowry at first. This is the first time the A's have had a runner in scoring position since the 4th inning. It's only the 4th time all game they've had a runner in scoring position. 0-1, didn't quite hit the spot. Salvi wanted that pitch away.
He did. Oakland's been struggling with runners in scoring position coming into this game, just 2 for 24. Yeah, that missed in the middle.
Now back inside, and it's 0-2. And maybe not quite as far inside as he would have liked.
No, those are 2 pitches that he missed that were right down the middle. And I'll tell you what, Chris Davis, he took a couple of good swings on both of them. A little too much in the middle there.
Maybe that's why Salvi's going out there. Yeah, you're not quite hitting your spots with your fastball. What do you want to go with here?
Yeah, we've kind of snuck a couple of those by him in the stands.
We haven't seen the big rainbow curveball from Soria yet in this inning. Soria got 2 quick outs. Ground outs from Reddick and Valencia. Vogt singled. Lowry walked. And now it's 0-2 on Davis. Breaking ball down and away. That's not the big slow one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Salvi nodded immediately at Soria. That's right where he wanted it. So maybe it's just a setup pitch. Tied him up. Infante is out. Paulo Orlando without his hat coming in. And that's it. Soria takes care of the A's in the bottom of the 8th.
So he wasn't perfect, but he got the job done. We go to the ninth. It's still 3-2 KC. A telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre, Rex Hudler, Joel Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, formerly the O.Co. Coliseum, with producer Joe Vincius, director Steve Kurtenbach, associate producers Al Broughton, Sam Abramson, Dave Holtzman, and the producer of Royals Live is Brian Shapiro. Kane, Hosmer, and Morales in the ninth against Ryan Dole, who jumps ahead of Kane quickly. 0-2. Lorenzo's been on 3 times tonight. He drove in a run with a single in the first inning, walked and scored in the third, and then walked again in the sixth. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Dole not making any mistakes with his 2 pitches, fastball, slider. He's just staying away, has really no intention of coming inside.
Two and 2. Down on strikes, fastball at 91. One down in the ninth. That's the second strikeout for Dole. And with Eric Hosmer coming up, Bob Melvin had Sean Doolittle warming up in the bullpen, and we will have a pitching change. 1 down, 9th inning, 3-2 Royals. Royals baseball is brought to you by your local Kansas City area Chevy dealers. Visit for great prices on all the new 2016 Malibus. By Panera Bread, food as it should be with 24 Kansas City metro locations. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, right stuff, low price every day. Sean Doolittle comes on to some heavy metal music, and those are the headbangers out there celebrating his entrance into the game.
Oh,
that's what they look like.
I'm telling you, they're into it. He's got a fastball, 93 to 95 miles an hour. Slider and a changeup.
No swing.
Is that Goldberg's pass list? I think that is. He loves going up there.
That guy was doing head banging here at the Coliseum when Billy Martin was manager.
Ooh.
Blasted to center field. Back goes Chris. It is gone. So they bring in the lefty, and Eric Hosmer goes to straightaway center field to give Wade Davis a little more cushion. 4-2 Royals.
Oh man, that ball hit off the back of that wall and almost bounced to the infield. That ball was crushed. Oh man. Fastball, then he threw a slider, and then he came back with another fastball, and Haas met it. I mean, straight away. That ball was not walking. There's a little insurance.
Tying away to Kendrys Morales, who has 3 hits and a walk and his 500th RBI. That's Hosmer's first hit tonight, but he has had some productive outs. And now he has 9 hits on this road trip, and this is just game 5. There's 9 for 22. Foul tip. Doolittle strikes out Morales, and there are 2 down.
Oh man, you could tell on contact. Doolittle knew it. Oh, it's beautiful. Short and compact. Coco Crisp, the center fielder, turned and watched it soar over his head. Might have to check his face for some tracer burns. But when this ball hit the wall, it bounced back. Look how far this ball bounces back. It bounced back halfway to the infield.
Two down to Alex. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Alex is 1 for 4 with a single to right field. Two and 1. Called strike, 2 and 2. They have fun, don't they?
They sure do. They celebrate every achievement, everything on the field. They don't miss anything.
Semien throws out Gordon. So now Hosmer will pick up that Gold Glove. Head back out to the field, and Wade Davis will take the mound with a 2-run lead.
Check this handshake out.
piece of hardware on Saturday, April 23rd, as we celebrate the 2015 run to the title with a World Series champs replica trophy giveaway presented by Pepsi. It's to the first 20,000 fans through the gates. And those gates will open at 4:30. Royals.com or 1-800-6-ROYALS for tickets. Wade Davis throws a strike to Yonder Alonso. Ned Yost did not want to use Wade Davis last night, but a save situation presented itself, and he only needed 8 pitches to finish off the Houston Astros. And he'll get the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the bottom of the 9th tonight, and he is quickly 0-2 on Alonso.
Alonso shaking his head, thinking that was off the plate. Davis 91 and 92. Got that nice overhand curve and a good cutter.
Two and two. To 3-2. Challenged him. The fastball arrived at 94 miles an hour. When Davis had that 33 pitch save on Tuesday, he mentioned that his mechanics were a little out of whack and he was dealing with a bit of a dead arm. Cutter, that is just wicked. And even though he wasn't vintage Wade Davis, which is pretty special, he looked a little more like his normal self last night in Houston.
He did. Velocity might be down a tick tonight, but he knows how to hit his spots. Be nice if the Royals could have a couple of blowout wins and give him a few days off here and let him recharge his battery some. But if he wasn't healthy enough to go in there, or something was off, Ned wouldn't use him.
Simeon grounds out to Colon, 2 down.
First thing the manager does when he gets to work every day, talks with the head athletic trainer Nick Kinney. Because if a player's tender or something's going on health-wise, the players will go right into the training room and let them know what's going on. And the manager wants to know who's available, who's tender. And that's how they check the guys.
Outside to Coco Chris, who is 0 for 4. One and one. Popped up. Lorenzo Cain wants it, and Wade Davis saves his 5th. Eric Hosmer gives him a little more breathing room with a home run in the top of the 9th inning. And the Royals are now 4-1 on this road trip, so they are assured of a winning road trip. The Royals have won 4 games in a row for the first time this year, and they have now won 6 of their last 7 here in Oakland.
Love that. Waiter, check please. Boys are happy. Eric Hosmer, he had been in a streak and he kept it alive, but he waited till his last time up. Wow, was that a sweet stroke? Dead center field. I mean, straight on the line. Oh.